everybody. Hey everyone. Hi. I'm so excited we get to paint here. I cannot wait to dive into a beautiful cottonwood painting. Yay! Well, I thought before I got started with the lesson today, I would just take a minute to turn the camera around and say hi. I'm so happy you're here. I'm Claire, and I'm an environmental artist, writer, and educator, creatively telling stories of science, climate change, and our modern experience of nature. Whether I'm creating rain-dappled sketches in an old-growth forest like this, or filming a watercolor class beside a glacier, careful observation of nature inspires my goal to connect people and place through art. This journey began 10 years ago when I met and painted a dying glacier for the first time. And in the lines of my painting, climate change became incredibly personal, and through art I felt empathy and grief for what we were losing. As an artist, I strive to inspire others to feel this personal connection too, because I believe this is how environmental stewardship arises, when we feel something deeply enough to be spurred into action. And when I paint or film a place, I'm a documentarian, a witness, a participant, an advocate. And with everything I make, I strive to be a creative catalyst, forging connections between endangered environments and our everyday life. In 2019, I had the immense privilege of being an artist and writer in residence at the Andrews Forest. When I look back on the 2 weeks I spent exploring the forest and painting outside every day, I really realized how much my time at the Andrews was a turning point and a catalyst in my work. It's raining again, but I'm still out here, still looking for a place to paint, have my umbrella, and the tools I need to go explore this beautiful forest. It is cold and wet and not ideal painting conditions by any means, but oh man, if I'm not learning so much and just getting to explore so many different new techniques and ideas and ways of working with my materials, just so grateful to be out here. Each day developed a similar routine of waking up, gathering my art supplies, shoving many layers of warm jackets into my backpack, grabbing my large umbrella, and then heading over to the headquarters building, where I would write down on the whiteboard next to the names of scientists where I was headed that day. Oftentimes, I was the only one brave enough or dumb enough to be out in that bad weather. After grabbing the giant brick of a Forest Service radio, I would head out somewhere in the forest. Sometimes I would range far afield to one of the research plots that were part of the long-term ecological reflections program, and then some days I would stay closer to home, heading down the headquarters trail or along the shores of Lookout Creek. Everywhere I went, I found incredible things to sketch. Over the course of my 14 days at the Andrews Forest, I made 44 paintings. Some of these ranged in size from large half sheets of watercolor paper down to small sketches the size of a trillium plant. Every single painting I created at the Andrews still holds such an incredibly special place in my heart because they embody just the incredible awareness and expansion that happened in my painting practice and in my really awareness of what that practice was and what it meant and what it could do. When I went outside and painted every day at the Andrews, I came to realize that the paintings I was making were not just a snapshot, right, of what I was seeing in front of me. They were instead a co-creation with place. Here's today's painting, which I'm really happy with, and the best part was I had the most wonderful co-author. This amazing tree that was sitting up above me the whole time I was painting and dropping big droplets of rain in the middle of each part, and it was amazing. Those paintings bore the marks of my hand and my intention for the lines, and they also carried, in very dramatic ways, the imprint, the fingerprints, the marks of the trees and the environment around me, everything from drops of water that fell onto the page from throughfall that originated hundreds of feet above my head in the branches of an old-growth hemlock tree, to the incredibly humid conditions, or the way a line of a painting of Lookout Creek was influenced by a butterfly that hung out on my hand and sat there for the better part of 20 minutes. It was moments like this that really expanded and deepened and in many ways transformed my understanding of my art practice, and tied to that, my understanding of forests and the way that they work. I had always read about, right, how forests are systems and the incredible layers of interconnection that just weave so far throughout a forest. And then to be painting there and to see that as an individual, as a painter, as a writer, as a person, I was also part of that web of interconnection, and that web extended to and became visible and was made manifest in these paintings that I made each day in the forest. And I just feel so incredibly grateful for that experience, because that was a gift of understanding that I carry with me every single day, and that informed the way that I try to work now and combine art and science communication, and was very foundational in the approach I now take to creating art classes that I film outside and on site somewhere and share with currently hundreds of students around the world. In my classes and my paintings and my work, feel like I am always just trying to extend that web of interconnection that I experience at the forest, and extend that beyond me as a person and that realm of consideration beyond me as a person, to really invite other people to create paintings and classes that open the door for curiosity, for people to hopefully care about and maybe even come to love these places like I have, through the door of a painting or an art class, or by learning to explore the world around them through paint as I walk them through that process. And to finish, I wanted to share a few words from my field journal that I worked in every day alongside my paintings. These words were written while I was sitting beside Lookout Creek on one of the only sunny days I had during my entire 2 weeks there. I wrote, "As I move my hand across my last painting, I feel the conversations with the hemlock tree and the rain paintings reverberating in my choices of color and lines. I find myself leaving white spaces, wanting the place around me to fill them in. I let my paints blend with abandon and allow the harsh midday light to tell the story with me. I relish the way my brushstrokes look different when another butterfly lands on my hand. Its orange and gray wings are tattered and tiny legs tickle my hand. When I slowly begin painting again, the butterfly traverses my fingers as I move from one palette to the paper and back. For half an hour, we paint the watery lines of the creek together. I am very reluctant to leave this spot of light and companionship. I am sad, deeply sad, to say goodbye to the trees that feel like friends. Before I drive away, I sit for one last time at the base of my favorite tree, with a new painting cradled on my knees. The lines of paint hold my respect and my recognition of the presence and life of this forest. They hold my love for this place. The blended edges and colors I chose hold my experience of connection with this forest, and my secret desire that this painting and the others and the work I do in the future will allow others to feel this with me here." As I walk away, Robin Wall Kimmerer's words echo in my mind. She said, "Whatever our gift, we are called to give it and dance for the renewal of the world. I carry this painting, like every other one I made here, like the offering of hope that it is."